Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Scott Sports 101. I'm Scott Trella. We'll talk Cavs and Browns and NFL football, Cavs and NBA basketball, and we will talk Travel Major League Baseball and a little bit of Ohio, the March Madness tournament if we have time. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. What player holds the NBA record for most career rebounds? I'll have the answer later on the broadcast. Browns GM John Dorsey created a hole at safety positions when he included starter Jabril Peppers in the trade for wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. Now, it was relatively a small price to pay for someone as talented as Beckham. The Browns still need to find someone to line up next to Demarius Randall in the defensive backfield. TJ Carey has a flexibility of making a switch to safety. There's a couple of other guys on that roster too who have flexibility to go from corner to safety as well. I think Derek Kinrad, I really thought number 17, he played really well as a football player in 2018, but he didn't play as well as he played on a 17 level, but he played as good, but he didn't play as he played as good enough to contribute. And right now, I'm excited to see when he gets back from OTAs. Now, that is not exactly an enthusiastic endorsement of either player, which could lead the Browns to the 2019 NFL Draft. For a safety, which Virginia's Jawan Thornhill and Florida's Chauncey Gardner-Johnson as possible options. They have a possibility in that draft, so I'll keep you posted on that. We'll see what happens. There are also two players still available in free agency, both of whom have previous connections with the current members of the Cleveland Browns. The first is Eric Berry, who spent the past 9 seasons with the Kansas City Chiefs and overlapped with Dorsey from 2013 through 2016. Berry has only played in a total of 3 games over the past seasons, but is still talented enough to be number 2 free on Pro Football Focus list of the top remaining free agents. Injuries have kept Berry from being the Berry we all know and love for the past 2 seasons, but he is too talented when healthy to leave off the top 5 section of the list. In 2016, Berry earned an 89.9 overall grade across 1,151 defensive snaps in KC. The other player is Tree Boston, a 5-year veteran who played last season with the current Browns defensive coordinator, Steve Wilks. Boston checks in at number 4 on that Pro Football Focus list after a breakout contract year. After a breakout contract year for the Chargers in 2017, Boston ended up having to take a prove-it deal with the Cardinals, and he was yet again solid. He had 10 combined interceptions and pass breakups on 30 targets. Now, Dorsey referenced both players on Monday and said the Browns had discussions with the agents for both players. While it seemed like an easy decision for the Browns to sign either Berry or Boston, Dorsey cautioned that he is not in a position to simply hand over a blank check. Now, I think you're at a point right now in terms of this free agency period, where you have to be very selective, and you've got to make it a club-friendly deal by moving forward. By no means do you want to diminish the skill. You still want good football players, but you also have to be cognizant of 20 and 21. Boston would also seem like the safer bet of the two, given Barry's injury history. But if either player wants a deal that is not club friendly, it shouldn't come as a surprise if these discussions do not move much further for the Browns. Now, I feel that either one of these guys could contribute in a big way for the Browns. And whether or not Dorsey makes a move for either one of them, it wouldn't surprise me whether he did or whether he didn't. But we'll see what they do in the 2019 NFL Draft. And I have a special edition, a 2019 NFL Draft edition of Scott Sports 101. And my special guest joining me for the first round of the coverage on Thursday, April 25th, will be my really good friend, Matt Murphy. And I will be on location at the Murphy House, which is the home of my really good friend Matt Murphy and his wife Katie and his sons Gavin and Noah. And we'll break down who we think the Browns are going to take in the NFL Draft in the second and the fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh rounds. And as you know, they gave up their first and third draft picks to get Odell Beckham Jr. And that will lead up to 255, Mystery Relevant. And I will have special editions for all 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And have a special recap on Sunday, a whole recap of the NFL Draft. And my brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle, will join me, along with his cousin, Aaron Hoyle. So I'm really looking forward to it, so just stay tuned for that. And please tune in. The Cavs will be back. We'll try to get back on the winning track as they will take on the Boston Celtics tomorrow night at Quicken Loans Arena. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. on Fox Sports Ohio. Kyrie Irving will not play with the Celtics against the Cavs in tomorrow night's game. The Tribe and the Texas Rangers are on the bottom of the 7th at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. And the Tribe is ahead 5-1. We'll see if the Tribe can hold on and get the win. And the Tribe will play the Texas Rangers in their final spring training game of the Cactus League season tomorrow at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. And first pitch is at 2:05, and they will open the season on Thursday, March 28th against the Minnesota Twins at 4:10 on Sports Time, Ohio. Well, it's now time for the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. What player holds the NBA record for most career rebounds? And if you said Wilt Chamberlain, you are correct. Wilt Chamberlain collected 23,924 rebounds during his NBA career. The only other player to break 20,000 was Bill Russell with 21,620. I have another trivia question on my next broadcast, so stay tuned for that. The Ohio State Buckeyes unfortunately got eliminated in the second round of the tournament. 74-59 against the University of Houston, and they tried to battle back but just could not, and that unfortunately eliminates the Buckeyes from the March Madness tournament, and they will not advance to the Sweet 16. So, I'll have a lot more coverage of March Madness on Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. And I feel that the Browns are up and coming, and I feel the Browns are going to make the playoffs this year, and we'll see what they do in the draft and whether or not they sign Eric Berry or Tree Boston. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for this edition of Scott Sports 101. Always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.